Oh, thank you so very much. It is that time again. It is Drinks with John.
No, it's Drinks with Dee Dee.
I just wanted to see what you'd say.
You're just supposed to say, you know that.
And Dee Dee.
I had the podcast way before, and then you just married me and joined. You're a joiner.
Okay, it's Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Mean it.
We're having
a Christmas cocktail because this is Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And I've been doing the show. Wait. No. I have to figure out where we are in our lives here. I open tomorrow night.
On Off-Broadway. John is playing a handsome detective.
On Off-Broadway? Is that really how you would say it? I guess that's how you say it.
On Broadway. Off.
George Benson, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, George.
I love George Benson.
I do too. I think he's great.
But John has done Broadway before, but this opportunity popped up, and it was the longest running play in New York City, which is huge. It's a huge accomplishment because
not yet. It's not because I open tomorrow. It may be a huge defeat.
No, you'll be perfect. You'll be perfect.
It's going to be fun. You know the great thing about Off-Broadway? When I did Grand Hotel, a bunch of friends were on different shows that were Off-Broadway. And Off-Broadway is just like right over there.
It's across the street.
But all that means is that their theaters, their houses, as we call them in the theater, they're houses that have fewer seats. So I think ours is only 199 seats.
That's great. I think the intimate shows in New York are wonderful because the actors are all good there, and then you're up close and personal. It's nice. It is.
Oh, it's very nice. But also, what it does is you don't have this tremendous. The producers of the show don't have this tremendous overhead, and when you have a tremendous overhead, you've got all these bills to pay every day. Then there's a tendency to do things so that you can pay the bills and to not do things necessarily for quality or no, quality's not, but for art's sake. Okay. So when you do an Off-Broadway show, it is all about the words, it's all about the show, it's all about the intent and what the audience feels when they watch the show. One of my favorite Off-Broadway shows. And what I realize now is that this show that I'm doing starting tomorrow night was on already when I was doing Grand Hotel in 1990. This show was playing right down the street. When I did Chicago in, I don't know if it was 2006 or whenever it was, this show was playing right down the street. When I did the Haves and Have-Nots, this show was playing right down the street. And now, as I'm saying this, there's somebody playing what will be starting tomorrow. This will be my role, but at the moment, so I'm going to be filling in for this person who's doing the show right now. But it's amazing to me the lifespan. If you have an incredible script and you have an incredible cast, the woman who plays the female lead in this, she's been doing it since 1987, and last week they had their 15,000th performance, and in all of those,
I was a sophomore in college.
She only missed 4 shows. 4.
And she's in the Guinness World Book of Records.
My God!
So it's no small thing.
It's Guinness Book of World Records.
Yes. Okay.
It's IMDb, not IMBD. It's a 501c3, not a 501c3.
You're an angry elf. Drink up.
Would you stop calling me an elf?
You are an
I'm too tall
elf.
to be an elf.
Well, elf is tall. And by the way, someone called wanting John to be in an elf show or whatever. I said, no, we are committed to New York City.
I wonder if they wanted me to be the James Caan.
Probably. That would be a good role for you. But we were already committed to New York.
How great was Ed Asner in that movie?
Oh, talking about an angry elf.
I loved Ed Asner. I loved him. I talk about two people on the opposite sides of the aisle. But I loved Ed Asner. My God.
And you and oh God, now I feel terrible. You know, the guy from the Comic-Con,
Oh, God,
Paul Williams. Oh, boy. They were like really going at it and like, well, somebody will be happy after the election.
Well, but it wasn't in a nasty way.
Kind of was.
No, it was
friendly,
great.
Nasty way.
Friendly, nasty way. No, it was great. Paul Williams is one of the most amazing songwriters in the history of songwriting. He's a great actor. If you haven't seen him, he was with Billy Bob Thornton. Don't mention Bad Santa.
I love
he was
Bad Santa.
with Billy
It's one of
Bob
my
Thornton
favorite
in a
movies.
show called Goliath. That was really great. Goliath. Yeah, Goliath. I had Gladiator on the mind for some reason, but it was Goliath. But he did all the music for many, many things, but he did the entire soundtrack for the first Muppet movie.
Da, 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 na, na, na. And have you heard voices? I hear them calling my name.
Yeah, great. Moving right along, footloose and fancy free. Getting there is half the fun. Come share it with me. Waka, waka,
Rainbow
waka.
Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
You know why
It's so
she's
sweet.
stalling? Because
I'm
I
not
have
stalling.
nothing on my phone today. So all of the topics are on her.
Need
So
I
take it
remind
away,
you,
Dee
John?
Dee. Since the show is called Drinks with Yes.
And it used to be just drinks
Fine.
with Dee Dee, by the way.
You can be removed. You
And
can
I
be
did-
removed. You can go away.
I did this every week on my own, and I can go on for hours. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
all night long. Oh my God.
Was that Lionel Richie?
It kind of was, yeah. I'm sorry, Lionel. Lionel. He calls himself Lionel. I think his grandmother called him
I
Lionel.
don't think he calls himself Lionel.
I don't think he
I've
calls
never
himself
heard
anything.
him
I don't call
himself
myself John.
Lionel.
No, but his grandmother called him Lionel.
How do you know? Where'd you get that?
Because I know
think you're
Lionel
making
Richie.
stuff up. I
And he
think
said
you're
that in
making
his
stuff
show.
up. No.
He said that because he talks about writing Once, Twice, Three Times a Lady, which was about his grandma.
Dancing on the ceiling.
That's the tour I saw him in. First time I saw Lionel
I love that song.
live. But
And he's still at it, man. I mean, he's
oh, I know, it's great. It's great. And he said this is a great thing for if you're in the creative business at all. I believe he gives credit to his grandmother who said, "Keep writing those songs, Lionel, and put them in a shoebox. And one of these days, one of those songs is going to climb out of the shoebox, and everybody's going to hear it. And then all the other ones will climb out after it."
Aw.
So
Grandma
yeah,
was right.
Grandma was right. So Once, Twice, Three Times a Lady.
Was that his first song?
Well, he was with the Commodores for Brick
Mm-hmm.
House. You know, he sang Brick House for crying out loud. That was Lionel. Brick House.
Bow, chicka, bow,
That was
wow.
Lionel. That was
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Brown Chicken, Brown
Na,
Cow.
na, na. Brick.
That's a
House.
Brown Chicken, Brown Cow.
She's
See, this is what it's
going
gonna
to
be.
Built like
Since she has
Amazon.
no preparation for
Oh my!
this.
I can't believe you're saying this. I don't need preparation. When have we ever prepped? Ever? Never have we.
I at least have a list.
Never have we.
Put my
yeah,
glasses
and I
on.
went off the list. We both did.
You went off the list, all right.
Yeah. So, Mr. Sunglasses at night,
It's not
day
night.
and medium, and when you're in Hollywood, I have to tell you, John has gotten very cocky in the last couple of days because we've been in Hollywood.
I have not.
Totally.
No.
So we're in Hollywood, and of course everybody's like, "Oh my God, John Schneider, Bo Duke, and Have and Have Nots, and I love you, I love you, I love you," and we're getting that all day.
She's
every
making
day.
that up.
No, I'm not. So John is getting so cocky, and we're gonna have to go back to Indiana. Oh no, but we're not. We're going to New York, so it's gonna get worse.
That's right. We are in New
Or
York.
better.
We're in New York now.
New York, it's a hell of a town. The Bronx is up,
and
and the
yeah, New York is
battery's
great. The
down.
people ride in a hole in the ground.
New York,
Yeah,
New York.
that's great. New York, they say, weren't you somebody?
But John did Grand Hotel.
I'm from New York, pal.
And
Look,
Chicago.
just don't mess with me.
Grand Hotel Chicago, Brigadoon, where he danced with Sid Charisse. Holy crap.
Wait, no.
Gorgeous.
It's
Or did you just have words?
that's so nearly
Or
right.
did you just do a hug?
We had an affair, a tumultuous affair in Grand Hotel. She danced. I danced in Grand Hotel, but I never danced with Sid Charisse in Grand Hotel.
Oh, bummer.
Well, she was the ballerina,
Yeah.
and I did not. I was not on point.
Did you did you steal the pearls? The pearl
I
necklace?
stole the necklace. Yeah, I
Did
stole
you
the
steal the
necklace. I was
pearl
John
necklace?
Barrymore. Yeah. The longest running Baron on Broadway, by the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Great show, Grand Hotel, but it was hard. Grand Hotel was one of those you can't really mess up Phantom of the Opera.
I don't know. I think you could.
Well, but even if you get the words right.
Think of me fondly. Is that right?
That is. Very good.
When you say goodbye. Not quite right. Good.
Remember me.
Listen.
Remember me often.
Good.
Often.
Is that right? No, listen, honey. You're
What?
the musical guy. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew Lloyd Webber, right? Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yeah, what an amazing score that is. But you really can't mess up Phantom of the Opera. You could have actors up there reading from the book, and that show is going to work. Grand Hotel was up for such interpretation, and it did win a Tony. I wasn't in it yet, but it won a Tony. Tommy Tune did Grand Hotel. Forrest and Wright did the music. But you had to bring that show to life because it's dark. It's dark.
I like it though.
And I mean, the first thing you see is a doctor with an eye patch shooting up heroin on the side. I mean, it's like the quintessential dark Broadway musical. So you had to bring it, or at the end, there's very few times you can clap in Grand Hotel. I think there's like 3. So they intentionally kept you from being able to show your appreciation until the end. So if you messed up Grand Hotel, the end would be like.
But that never happened, did it?
No, it never happened. But sometimes, especially when the crowd was German, they'd sell the house out to different folks. And Germans are notoriously.
Right, that's true.
But then they would give a standing ovation at the end.
But
so
they were
very like this out of respect for the performers.
Right.
But I remember Rex. Gosh, Rex was the
Rex Smith.
No. I saw Rex do it too.
But Rex called you that. The Baron Vaughn, whatever.
Yes, but
Didn't
I'm
he
talking
play
about
it?
another Rex.
Oh, okay.
And Rex Smith knows this Rex I'm talking about. He was with the monocle. He's the guy that runs the hotel, right? So he would look at me. We're all on stage all the time, and thank God the people that ran the sound only turned our mics on, and they assured us, because we were always on stage the whole time. I think I came off stage twice only to change clothes and then come back out. And so they would turn the mics off unless we were singing or talking. And Rex would say, he said, they must be German. It's the audience from Easter Island.
That sounds like Rex Smith.
It sounds like Rex Smith. Well,
Yeah.
Rex, tell you the greatest thing I saw Rex Smith do. I saw him do Sunset Boulevard.
You take
my breath away. My goodness. Okay, now I have to digress. I'm going to run the show anyway, I guess.
No, we're having a
So
show.
I did
That's
a movie
wonderful.
called Collier and Company. And my buddy Rex, our buddy, but I didn't know this one yet, the crazy dame at the end of the bar.
But we both knew Rex.
We both knew Rex. And Rex came in and played Uncle Billy in a fun, Southern horsepower comedy car movie I made called Collier and Company. And he got knocked out twice, kind of like Mannix.
Right.
So he gets knocked out twice, and both times the bad guy, one bad guy knocks him out, bam, like that, and the other guy says, "Man, you took that man's breath away." And then later, when it happens again, he said, "I think you took his breath away." So I thought that was pretty funny. Am I interrupting? I mean, am I interrupting?
Well, we had people.
You're just trying to
I
look-
called them for no.
Oh, you phoned a friend to find out the topics
I did.
for our podcast.
I have an Emmy. You don't, and you know what it's for? Hosting TV. And
Well,
guess
then
what?
by all means, host this
I
TV
am,
show.
but you won't be quiet. You just keep talking, and I love you, so I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me one bit. I mean, you have this beautiful, melodious voice. Bring your mic back, because it is Drinks with Dee Dee and John. So we're in the holiday season. So John and I, we're talking. Oh, God. Tony knows what to do. I've been here way longer than you, honey. I'm just saying, I'm the boss in this world.
No.
See, that's what I'm dealing with. Okay, so we are in L.A. Well, we've been in L.A., Indiana, Alabama, and New York. Okay, so we're talking about people who go to Florida or to California for the holidays and there's no snow and it's all sunny and people are in their shorts. And that's nice in a way because it's warm, but it's also kind of like not festive because I want to see snow. Or I do. I prefer the snow. What about you? What about you, sir?
Well, yeah, I think the body needs to recognize the changing of the seasons. I think we need summer.
Body. Na 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 na. Everybody wants to be a macho man. Hey, I always, whenever I put those pictures of John by the pool and he's just got his like underoos on, it's so cute and everybody loves it. I'm just letting you know.
Can someone please text me when she's through?
And by the way, John's doing the electrocution suit. Where Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, said, "What are you doing?" And he was like grabbing his arms because they're real big. It is. Do the Muscle Man.
No, I can't. You can't. I can't. Not in my. Ooh, but it is. It does fit better.
John is so big.
Did you ask me a question? No, snow. So if you like snow, then you've obviously never shoveled it. It's magic. So you've obviously never shoveled it. Right, but I do think that we need the. I miss the seasons. When I came out to Los Angeles to do Dukes at first, it was so strange to me because it was basically we had sunshine and rain, so fires and mudslides, and I miss the leaves still turn, but it almost like out here on the sycamore trees, it just kind of happens so quick. You don't notice it. But back in Madison, Indiana, my God, during fall, you don't have to wonder why it's fall because they're just the leaves are falling everywhere. Just prior to that, it looks like they're on fire with red and orange and tell about. We were using orange and red golf balls.
Oh boy, when we were in golfing, we had a terrible time
in Indiana, in Madison.
John brought the leaf blower. We brought it up to the golf course, so he would use the leaf blower to find the balls because they're the same color as the leaves, and leaves were everywhere.
There it is. We thought we were so clever, but the people at the pro shop said, "Yeah, this is the wrong time of year for that. Go back to the white. Go back to the white balls." But yeah, I think the turning of the leaves, and then I think later I love to watch it when the everything buds. I used to do a lot of gardening. I haven't done it in a while. I'm gonna have to get back into that.
Wait a minute.
What?
I used to do a lot of gardening. What kind of gardening?
Gardening.
I'm just curious.
Gardening. It's not gardening. It's not mathematics.
Yeah, but
gardening.
Where did you have a garden?
In Agora. I had a garden in Agora. I gardened in Piermont.
John had a garden in Agora. So what did you grow in the garden in Agora?
Well, tulips and roses and
tiptoe through the tulips.
And amaryllis. Amaryllis.
Through the tulips with me.
No, I never had. Tiny Tim never showed up.
I love Tiny Tim. I love that song.
He had a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the only one.
He was an odd bird. He had a song called Down Below about the devil talking to his son who wanted to go up above, up above. Oh, it was very strange. But imagine that. It was very strange. A guy named Tiny Tim. It was very. It was.
Well, whether you know.
He was very ahead of. Does he get any credit? Does Tiny Tim get any credit for like being who? I mean, it's just unusual. How about Flip Wilson? We watched Flip Wilson the other day.
Oh my gosh!
And Tim Conway was on there, and Burt Reynolds was on there.
Tim Conway and Burt Reynolds. When does that ever happen? And we were just glued to the TV.
Oh my God!
That was
hysterical.
Crazy.
And Geraldine, the devil made me do it. My God.
You know, that's what Tyler
so
Perry
great.
did with Medea.
Tyler doing
He's trying
Medea.
to do Medea.
Yeah, I love Tyler, but you know the thing about Flip Wilson.
There's Geraldine, baby.
There you are. Hey, Geraldine. Oh my God.
Look at that hair. I love it.
The devil made me do it.
I want that hair.
I think that's a wig.
I would wear that hair.
And yes, of course you would. Of course you
Love
would.
it. It'd be fun.
Love the Flip Wilson show. We've just been watching. I turned our little group of friends onto the Sanford and Son. If you've not seen the Sanford and Son stuff with Donald Trump and Trump Jr. and Hillary Clinton oh my, Tony the Tiger, have you seen any of those yet? I guess not. Oh my God! When we get done with this, you've got to. Oh, it's hysterical.
It's not as good as Dukes of MAGA.
Well, no, I think.
No way.
Well, it's what's happening with this whole AI thing. Is the Dukes of MAGA? We weren't saying dialogue in that. They were just looking around. In the Sanford and Son stuff, they're like scenes, like full scenes with dialogue between different people, and the expressions. My God, Donald Trump as Red Fox is the funniest thing you will ever see.
No, that doesn't sound right to me, though. I'm going to say I could see Donald Trump as Bo Duke, and I could see J.D. Vance as Luke Duke, but I do not see Donald Trump as Sanford.
But you saw it, though. I showed it to you. It's funny. I'm going to take your face and roll it in dough and make gorilla cookies. And what did she say? Aunt Esther. That was my favorite character. Aunt Esther. Well, Grady was great too. But Aunt Esther was so great. When I was born, the Lord blessed me with my body. And he said, and as you've gotten older, Father Time has cursed you.
That is funny.
Oh, there we go. There's Aunt Esther. Oh, she was so great. So great. She was wonderful. And Red Fox, I never saw his show in Vegas, but I heard it was fantastic. I had the album.
Could it not be?
I had the Sanford and Son album. And does anybody know? It was dirty. Yeah, it was a dirty show. Red Fox was, they had to calm him down for Sanford and Son.
You have to remember that because, I always think of Eddie Murphy being the dirty comic who's funny, but it was well before that.
Richard Pryor got in there.
And Red Fox were well before Eddie Murphy, right?
That's true. And, I'm not sure if Lenny Bruce was before them. Lenny Bruce was raunchy. And who played Lenny Bruce? Dustin Hoffman? Did he play Lenny Bruce? There's a movie about Lenny Bruce. Anyway, I digress. So, what's our topic, sweetheart?
We're talking about our topics. What are you talking about?
No, this is just stream of consciousness. I'm not angry.
You are so angry. No,
I'm in rehearsal.
Here's the thing. So I am low on liquor, and some people will say, you guys drink all the time. Well, that's when we take our pictures. We don't drink all the time. I mean, it's ample, but it is not alcoholic city, okay? Otherwise, we can't function. We work hard every day. So I'm just saying that during the holidays...
Camera.
Thank you, Director John Schneider.
I can't help it.
So during the holidays, we will have our drinks, but usually that's when we're toasting because we like to toast live. But John is sort of about the gummies. So I'm curious what you all think about the gummies.
Don't leave me hanging.
I love you.
Gummies. I love you too.
I'm low on liquor.
CBD is great.
And then some of you people have taken like cocaine and LSD and pot brownies and all that.
Where in the world are you? What,
I'm talking about drugs because everybody's doing it, it seems. But John and I had the experience. Hey, look, don't say you want me to lead the way.
Okay, you're right.
No, you go back and forth.
I give her the reins and all of a sudden we're in cocaine and LSD.
And he's trying to grab him back. Woo!
You should have pulled me back in. That's your buddy, Al Pacino.
Well, not my buddy. It was Paul's buddy. But I did meet him. He was really sweet.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Well, and actually, okay, so drugs, we'll take that off the table for a moment. And we'll go to Hollywood since we have
because there are no drugs in Hollywood.
There are a lot of drugs in Hollywood. In the 80s, it was all about cocaine. And in the movies, I've never done that. I'm scared to death of that because I have friends because I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say I'm hyper, but I would say energetic. Oh, I'm glad everybody's laughing at me in this room.
100%. 100% of the people in this room are going,
I have a dear friend. His name's Glenn. He goes, never give that woman cocaine.
No, I couldn't imagine that.
Some people, like if they're depressed, maybe that helps. I don't know. I've always been scared of all that. and then you've got the fentanyl out there or whatever. So why not just have a
I like
cocktail?
internal medication.
What does
Unless
that
you
mean?
need to sleep. Sometimes
What is
your mind is
internal? Like
going-
you're like, using the needle? What is
No.
internal medication mean?
I like I can
shooting up?
understand drugs that turn you inward, because I'm going to get a little weird on you now. I
knew the weird
I
was
think
coming.
that there are I think there's a lot of stuff going on around us that we just don't see. Okay? For example,
Around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. What?
No.
One example.
oh my God. Well, I can't give you an example of things you can't see because you can't see them.
I know, then why'd you bring
Okay,
it
well,
up?
okay, so
Then why
radio
did you
waves.
bring
There
it
are radio
up?
waves right now. There are cell phone
Radio.
waves. There are all those sorts of things that are happening around us right now. So I do think it's possible, it's plausible, it's feasible that there are, they use psychedelic medication after Vietnam with great success to help people get over, they didn't call it PTSD at that point, but to help people try to not forget, but to adapt back to normal, whatever that is, normal society. So they use those rather successfully from everything I've been able to learn. They used LSD
weird
is
part?
obviously the one that they talk about the most. I'm not sure if morphine is part of that group or
Oh,
not.
I don't think morphine
I think that's
is
a
good.
painkiller.
I think
that's a
yeah,
painkiller.
I'm
I'm not sure.
No kidding, morphine's a painkiller.
Well, but then in the 60s,
I don't think that's
people,
a good thing to take, morphine.
But I think people used morphine in the 60s to get over
the war.
other
Yeah.
things. Well, I think, and my understanding is that Nixon had didn't like, well, maybe it was the hippies.
He didn't like the hippies.
The hippies didn't like Nixon, and Nixon didn't like the hippies. And this was when Big Pharma was not so big
Because
yet.
Nixon won't walk around on the beach in a suit.
Well, but yeah, so Nixon got rid of a bunch of things that I think had he not gotten rid of, I think that, they call them hallucinogenic drugs. I think that had he not done that those would be quite the norm. They would have been obviously gone through the FDA and all that sort of stuff. But those would have been quite the norm, and I think they were very helpful to people, especially folks who had just witnessed or been part of incredibly life-changing, tragic events. So, but he got rid of them, and I think it's kind of shame on him. I like Nixon, actually, but I think with regard to hallucinogenic drugs, I think shame on him.
I don't think Trump cares.
You don't think Trump cares?
I think that...
No, but I think if, remember, he did and they never talk about this. One of the first things Trump did when he became president was create or sign the right to try bill, which meant if you were terminally ill and there was some drug over here that was like
experimental.
6 years from being approved, you could take it.
Yeah, because guess
You'd
what?
sign a document.
Yeah,
and
because
say,
the COVID shot, it took 2 days to get approved. So, of course, that, let's try
and
it
I
after
think,
so many,
I think he
Not
fell
to be
for
the
that.
downer on that.
I think
but
he fell for that. I think that's the one mistake that Donald Trump made.
I think
do.
he was just...
He gave into pressure. He gave into
was
pressure.
dealt a
Had to have something.
difficult
And
situation.
remember, they said that we needed more hospitals and we needed more ventilators. That man built like 400 hospitals and pulled money from everywhere he could so that we could have 400,000 ventilators, because that's what the experts, hello, Dr. Fauci, who also needs to be investigated by Matt Gaetz.
So going back to the weird
Merry
part.
Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. No, but you got offline because you said...
I got off a long time ago.
You said, I'm going to get a little weird, and you were talking about things around us. And
Yeah, that we don't necessarily. Yeah. So the question with I can't believe we're talking about this, but the question with hallucinogenic drugs is, do they make you see things that aren't there, or do they make you see things that are? Personally, I think they make you see things that are. Because my whole life, and I think you'll know the actual number. They say, how much of our brain do we actually use?
Not much. I use
not
a
much.
lot
I
of my
could have come
brain.
up with that number.
I use a lot of my brain.
But not the whole thing. Nobody uses the whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm sorry about their luck.
I don't know. I don't know if you're actually the poster child for using a whole lot of your brain.
I am. What are you talking about?
What's the matter with my voice? My dumb
I cannot believe you said that when we first met. It just went right over my head that he was talking about, whatever, Lamar, what was her name? Linda Lamar? No, it was, and Singing in the Rain with the terrible voice, and he's making fun of my voice right now. And when he first met me,
our first
and he was
time
so
we had,
mean. And I'm like, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't even like you. He was so cocky, and he came in. I thought you were sad, I'm from New York. And what's the matter?
It was sad, but you have to try to be in public.
Oh, you were.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't spoken to anybody.
You liked me, admit it.
I did. I liked you right off the bat.
Yeah.
You fascinated me. Yeah, because in the movies, what people look like. Give me a close up. In the movies, when people fall in love, they're like. But in real life, they're like. It's true. It's true. Oh my God.
Right here in Hollywood, it is a magical place.
Hollywood is a magical place. It was so great. I know we already talked about the Hollywood Christmas parade, but I tell you what, those kiddos and their parents who were sitting out there
for hours before. They were there that morning.
The parade didn't start till 6 o'clock.
They were there
right, and
in
you
the
would
morning.
run down the street for something.
Yeah, I went to the drugstore, and then
they were there at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, getting their spot.
With their beds. They were on Hollywood Boulevard, and they had their blankets and pillows, and they were so happy and so excited about the parade. And I'm sure the parents says, well, take a nap, because it's going to be a long day. And they were.
It's going to be a long day, and they were taking a nap.
Ball.
And I tell you what, the thrill of I'm sure that being on the other side, I first parade I did was with my grandfather, Mike Dugan, in Katona, New York. And we were part of the clowns, Dugan's
You were a
parade. Clown? I was a clown.
Did you put the white stuff on your face?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it was so great.
Cool.
Once a year we did that, January 10th, I think, or so. And to be waving at being a clown and stuff but to be waving at someone, and I do this. I want to ask you about this. When you walk by someone on the street, do you say good morning? I always say good morning. I can't help it. I can't help but say good morning or hi, a little wave. So when we did the parade, to look out there and see older people, some as old as me, and little tiny kids who are wearing their Rudolph stuff or their Santa outfit.
Or in Dukes of Hazzard. It was there. These little kids are going, Bo Duke! And they're like 5 years old. So, the parents are teaching them the tradition.
They are. That's right.
The Hazzard.
That's right. But to see the look on somebody's face when you actually, and this is important in your life, make sure that you look at people. Make eye contact with people. And when you're either side of the parade, whether you're on a float or a car or on the side, when you're waving at somebody and you make eye contact with them, there is something that happens. You felt that, right? Oh,
yeah. I tell you why I loved the parade, and I love parades in general, is because now...
I love a parade.
But everybody's like this.
Oh, all day, every day, yeah.
On their phone, like their world is that big, and that's a shame. But for a parade, everybody's in. Everybody's all in. Hi, how you doing, John? Diddy, how you doing? Can we get a selfie? They weren't supposed to do that, but they did. And they were all excited, and the little kiddos were, and they're like, hi, how are you? And so it is a connection with people, and it was a lot of people. We were told it was like 1 million people. I don't know if it was.
No, I think easily.
It was a long route. It was a very long route. We were on the road for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like 20 people deep in some of the areas, the corners.
But there's something about...
They were there all day, and they loved it. We loved it.
It was great. We weren't the last car.
But there's something about not doing this all day, like on the phone, and having that connect.
Yep, it's great. And I think what it is when you make eye contact with someone, when someone makes eye contact with you, and you can do this today, it shows that you matter. It shows that you exist. It shows that you're not just someone on the other side of this nonsense, right? But I've been doing parades long before any of this stuff happened, and there's just something magical about waving to someone and making eye contact. I don't know what it is.
And
But
it is special, isn't it?
It is basically,
It's special.
it's humanity at its most basic level, and you need that. So I challenge everybody who's watching this show right now to today and from this day forward, wave or say hello or say good morning
To someone you don't know.
to 3 people today. Just do that.
John's really good at that.
Just do that.
I'm pretty good
I
at it.
feel bad if I
But John,
don't.
oh, hi, how are you doing? He even talks to the dogs. He talks to the dogs and the
Your puppy
4-year-olds.
dogs,
Then
oh,
the
the puppy
parents,
dog.
puppy dog, puppy dog. And then he runs across the street and pets the doggy and the kids and all that.
Well, it's we're all in this together. That's the point. We're all in this together, especially during the holidays. We're all in this together always, but I think somehow during the holidays, a lot of the BS goes away, and we realize that we're all in this together. So enjoy one another, authenticate one another, and it's simple. It's as simple as this. Hey, good morning. Try it.
John's really good about it.
If you don't, well, but like I said, I
mean, I am too.
If
but
I
you're
don't
better.
do it, no, you're good. But if I don't do it, I think I take it. Maybe I take it too far. I think if I don't say, "Hey, good morning," to somebody that I just jogged by on Music Row, that somehow I will have offended them. Maybe that's too extreme,
But it
but I am a little
depends where you
extreme.
are,
Okay,
too.
I'm kind of extreme.
Yeah, but it depends where you are too. In Madison, you are most definitely, when you pass someone, you're going to say good morning.
Oh,
Or,
absolutely.
Hello, how are you?
Absolutely.
Because it's small town Indiana, and we probably will know them anyway. But even if we don't, we're going to be friendly because everyone's friendly there. When you get to Hollywood Boulevard, it's a little tricky sometimes because it's just a different place. But John's very good about doing that anyway. Every once in a while, I think someone might look a little crazy, so I'll kind of not. But John always will.
Those are the people I talk to the most.
Those are your people.
Talk to the most. Did you notice the other day we were walking to Musso and Frank's, and a guy was dressed up as, I don't know, as Krusty the Clown or whatever. It was like,
Yes.
like a big clown like that.
No, the bad clown.
Bad
And
clown.
Freaking.
And he's
what was
looking,
that
I said,
show?
hey, and I said, hey, and he
It?
said,
No, he was the it clown. I was not.
oh, that's right, he
looking-
was the it clown.
I was not looking, talking, nothing. I don't need it clown in my head. But John's like, hey, how you doing?
Hey,
What's
how
up?
are you?
What's going on, Krusty?
And the guy said, I know who you are.
He did. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't
like,
want.
hey.
I don't want the it clown knowing who you are.
Well, he does, and one of the I wouldn't say friend, but one of my acquaintances here, and he's gone on, Superman, was the Superman guy down on Hollywood Boulevard, and I'd see him a couple of times a year.
Hey,
That's
that
so
was
close to
great
Star Wars.
music.
Oh, it was great music. Is that John Williams? Mm-hmm. Of course it was. But anyway, it was cool. And we were here, I think when we first met, we were, again, walking to Musso and Frank's, and a guy came up, and I think he was Spider-Man. So, he's dressed in a Spider-Man thing. He said, hey, John, look, it's me, and I said, hey, how's Superman? And he said, oh, he passed away. So I'm here talking with the Spider-Man guy. But I tell you what, that is something I will never forget. I'll never forget that. Because if all you want to do, like we said again, wave, make eye contact, all we want to do before we're out of here is matter to somebody, right? So the easiest way to matter to somebody is make eye contact with them.
Well, I think you're right about
You don't
the
have to
parade.
take them to dinner, but
Even the parade, that's such a good example of like going, hi, Merry Christmas, how are all of you? And like the little guys are going, yay, oh my God, I love you, Dee and John. They don't know us, but they were like, but the parents know you, and they're like, yeah, Bo Duke, love you, or
Hey,
the
Mr.
Superman
Kent.
thing, or Mr. Kent,
yeah, but
Jonathan Kent.
there's something designed into people For example, I've known this my whole life. If you're driving down the road, and kids do this all the time, kids will sit in the car. Maybe they don't do it anymore, but because they're looking at their phones. But you make the truckers and the trains. I love making womp womp, make the train do that.
We always do that with the truckers, and they do it. They
but if you drive down the road and you're the passenger, look at a car 2 cars away. If you're stopped at a stoplight and you're the driver, okay. Look at a car 2 cars away and look at that person. And I guarantee you, within 5 seconds, they're here like this.
See, I don't know. That's a little too much for me.
They will know. No, they will know that you're looking at them. Somehow they will sense that.
Unless there's a dog in a car, unless there's a cute kid or something. I don't know about
What does a dog in a car and a cute kid have to do with what I just said? I don't know, because you're in a car.
If you're walking by them on the sidewalk, I get it. But in the car, to me, that's a little over the top. Like next door, hey, how you doing, buddy? I don't know. Especially in LA, they'll carjack you.
You miss for crying. What? Really? I'm talking about the basic humanity here, and they'll carjack you. Not in
Madison. You're not going to get carjacked in Madison, I swear.
Then why do you lock the front door?
Because we're on Main Street, people walk in and try to buy stuff, and it's not a store. That's because it's on Main Street. People won't think it's a store.
Down on Main Street. Down on that. So what I challenge you to do, but not you, because apparently you don't get it. I want you to look at a stranger.
But does it have to be in a car?
A couple of yes, because that's the only time you're actually stopped.
If somebody gets carjacked, it's on you. If you do that in LA and you're looking over, hey, how you doing, buddy? Woo! And they'll come over to the car. Boom.
Oh, and they're going to get out of their car at a red light?
I don't know.
Oh, for crying out loud.
If you're like flirting.
It's not flirting. It's a basic humanity test.
Nobody wants to see someone next door in the car and going, hey, how you doing? That is weird.
I'm not talking about that.
You are wrong. Oh, that is wrong.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying.
Nobody in their car wants to get the guy next to them going, hey, how you doing, toots? No. I disagree with you on that. I mean, sidewalk,
yes. If that's what I said, I would disagree with you, but that's not what I said.
Sidewalk, yes, but car, no way, Jose, okay?
What I said is that there's something built into people that we know when someone is looking at us so that we can make eye contact, so that we can have that connection, so that we know we matter.
I don't want to make
I'm sorry, is that above your intellectual level?
You know what?
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
I have a degree in history, and I have half of a master's. Harvard, okay?
Why do you have half of a master's in Harvard?
Well, because Paul got sick and I stopped going, but we're going to fix that. We're going in New York.
And then they dropped your program, right?
Yes, they dropped the program. Now that sucks. After
and what was the program that they dropped?
Dramatic arts.
Harvard, dramatic arts. Yeah, great. Thanks, Harvard.
Yeah, so we're going to try to fix that so I can be educated and have a.
She used to work for Bush, so she comes by that word naturally.
So try now. It's like Tracy Lawrence when you're on the stage and you said they were all bald. John was on the stage.
You don't need to bring that up again. Alan is already going to poison my dog when I get one.
And then he's like, oh, that's why because Mr. Hair here, the hair of the universe, the best hair ever.
What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Right? John's got the best hair ever.
What do you think about the Bofro?
Everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's a lot of hair.
There's always a debate of like what John should do with this hair. Every day people are like, you should cut it, you should trim it, you should let it grow out.
It's getting cut in the morning.
Mountain Man hot or whatever, lumberjack hot.
But I have to grow all that back for Earls of Perry.
But, that'll take 5 days. Your hair grows fast.
That's not true.
15, okay.
It doesn't.
Admit it. 15 days, his hair, beard will be back.
Again, I'll have all that back, and I'm, a little scruffy now.
And we didn't cut your hair that short. I mean, we just kind of wanted to go nostalgic and have him go kind of Bo Duke for the parade, and
All
everybody.
this stuff fixes.
and
When I
so
shaved my
many-
beard off, I cut myself up. I don't know what in the heck happened.
But so, yeah, I mean, because it looked like herpes. I was worried everybody thought you'd have herpes because that's what it looked like. It looked like herpes right here. And I'm like, oh my God, everybody's going to think my husband has herpes, going to give it to me, and then I'm going to have one.
That's not what it is.
But
It's not
that's
what
not
it was.
what it is. He shaved, and there was like a hole there. But I think maybe the floss dug a hole. I don't know.
I don't know. It was a strange.
There was a big old hole right
This is
here.
the worst podcast in the history of podcasts. It is.
It did look like herpes, but it's not.
No.
Yes, it did. It
looked like a kind of a,
herpes,
now I'm
but
not-
it's not. John does not have herpes. I swear, he does not have herpes. But that cut, you just dug a hole in it when it was bleeding, and it looked terrible. And then by the parade, because he would sit out by the pool and he let it sun, and it got better. And then it was good. So he looked like the handsome prince by the time the parade came along. So don't worry.
I'm afraid to shave it right now. Don't know what'll happen. Always when I shave a beard off around here, it's always like very tender. What is it? There's a new strain of that going through the
Herpes?
Going through through the aviary community. It's called chirpies.
Why it chirp?
It's a canarial disease. But don't worry, it's tweetable. Please give me a rim shot. It's tweetable.
It's tweetable.
It's tweetable.
It's tweetable.
Oh my God.
Honey,
Do
listen.
you have a single topic?
I'm sorry.
Just hear those sleigh bells ringing, ching ching. Have you heard the Home for Christmas album yet? CD,
No.
the John Schneider, Tom Wopat. It's fantastic. We've asked you to get it for a couple
I
of
agree.
weeks.
It is really
You
great.
need to get it.
So I was
you don't get it,
suspect.
we'll
Don't
come to
be
your
mad.
house.
Because I was suspect, but I didn't know if Luke could like sing merry and jolly songs. Because he's kind of not merry and jolly in real life.
He is merry and
No,
jolly.
he's not. Luke Duke is not merry and jolly. I like him, but he's not merry and jolly. But I was
I
highly
find
suspect.
Tom very merry and very
Oh,
jolly.
boy. No, you don't.
And he sings his butt off. Are we 5 minutes?
Baby, it's
My God, we've done a podcast and said absolutely nothing. We are the Seinfeld of podcasts. Please address something.
I am sorry, but
You're snarry?
I have an Emmy.
Snuffleupagus? Oh, you say that every week. You have an Emmy. You have an Emmy. Okay, I love that you have
Well,
an
you
Emmy.
don't have anything. You don't have a Grammy, you don't have an Emmy, you don't have a Tony, you don't have an Oscar. But you are awfully cute. You have very good hair and very good taste in women. Just saying.
Oh my God.
Johnny, it's cold outside. Na, na,
I
na,
really
na,
can't
na.
stay. So you got to see that. It's pretty funny because
Well,
I
tell
do
me
the whole
about the
song
album.
like
The album's
I do the whole
great.
song like this. Like I really can't stay. Johnny, it's cold outside.
So this is the rape
gotta
song.
go
No,
away.
no, listen. This is the rape song. Like, baby, it's cold outside.
Really?
So
And
all
you
these
get after me about
no,
talking politics.
okay, no, but I'm
and you're talking about the
I'm
rape
gonna
Christmas
end
song.
on a positive note because I love this song. It's like, baby,
I'll have
it's
you know this was
cold
RuPaul's
outside.
favorite Christmas song when this album came
I
out.
love this. And they're like, oh, it's the rape song. I'm like, really? This was sort of during the crazy Me Too movement. Oh, that's a rape song.
I got to
It's
talk
like,
about that just for a second. The Me Too movement. So what did you have to do in order to talk about the Me Too movement?
Johnny, it's cold
on
outside.
social media? You did the hashtag. You know, they started calling it hashtag, you know, like corned beef hash. You know what that's called if you give somebody your number when they're coming into your apartment? It's called the pound sign. So really what that whole thing was, the pound Me Too movement.
I
I'm
knew
sorry.
you were going to
That's
say
what
that.
it was. It was the pound Me Too movement.
Johnny, it's cold outside.
I mean, it was. You can't deny it.
I don't think
It's because they just don't think. Is that Pacino? You don't think. You don't think. No, that was Brando.
What's your favorite Christmas song? Johnny, it's
Actually,
cold
no, that is a great Christmas song.
outside.
My favorite Christmas song is I'll Be Home for Christmas. I thought it was White Christmas, but I'll Be Home for Christmas is great
Christmas.
because it's very sad.
Well, why do you want the sad song?
I don't want it. It's just my nature. It's my nature. I can't help it. It's beautiful. My understanding is that song was written in a foxhole by someone who really felt he was not going to be home for Christmas. I'm sad now. But it's a great, great song. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Merry little, I like the disco version. Merry little Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas in the Yuletide gay. I'm just saying, I like the dance version, and I have heard it, and I love it, and I'll just
Did Donna
start
Summer
it.
do a Christmas album? It would have been
I
great.
wish she would have.
I bet she did. It would have been great.
That would have been great.
Well, we
but you want? Why do you want the sad Christmas song?
I've been through a podcast and there was no subject. Good to be out.
Merry little Christmas, have yourself a merry little Christmas.
We can't end on that.
I am doing. What are you talking about? I'm being a caroler. That is the perfect ending to a Christmas show. I am a caroler. You should be a caroler too. Why be the Grinch?
You should be a caroler.
You're a
too.
mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Boris
Don't be
Karloff.
a freaking Grinch.
Boris Karloff, but he didn't sing the song. He was just.
You're a mean and nasty man, Mr. Grinch.
That was the guy that was Tony the Tiger. They're great. Also, we talked about this before. Okay, is this the death of this podcast? Because we're just going over things
What
we've
are
already
you
done.
talking
He was
about?
also the robot on Lost in Space. Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
That never gets old. What is wrong with me? You're such an angry elf. This is
You
ridiculous.
just said, what is wrong with me? You're such an angry elf.
What's wrong with you?
That's what I thought you meant.
Well,
Nothing
what's
is
wrong with me? I'm with the angry elf, but I do love him. But he is angry.
I'm not an angry elf.
He's
I'm
so
just
angry.
logical. I'm very
He's
Spock.
talking about January 6th on a Christmas podcast.
Because January 6th is right around the corner, and these people have been unjustifiably imprisoned
Have
for
yourself
4 frickin'
a
years.
merry little Christmas.
When the people
Make the
who ought to be in
Yuletide
prison
gay.
have made $200 million since
Well,
then.
that does suck that they've been in prison.
Yes.
I do feel bad for them.
Well, the person who really instigated that whole nonsense
Here we go.
is making millions of dollars as we've done this nonsensical podcast. It's not fair.
It is not nonsensical.
We're bringing fair
It
back
is
to the United
fabulous.
States of America.
Okay, it's fabulous, fun, maybe.
I think we're done.
Maybe a bit frivolous.
No, Tony
Okay,
the Tiger did this.
How many minutes?
And he wasn't going, yo.
Is that 30 seconds?
No, that's done.
That's that. Oh, okay.
That's done.
Love you.
Hey, thank
Happy
you very
holidays.
much for tolerating whatever in the hell this
The best
was.
podcast ever.
This has been, yeah, right. This is Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
That's me. Yeah. Get Made in America. JohnSnyder.shop. Great music.